The initiation that you are going through in your life right now is the initiation of becoming the leader of your own life. Right now, we are sitting under the Aries full moon. And if you are watching this video after the fact, just really trust that there is something in this message for you, and it is still meant for you at the time that you're watching it. But with the Aries full moon, when you tune into the frequency, the energy of Aries, it's a fire sign, it's an activator, it's a sign of leadership, initiating. Right now, we are all being kind of summoned into our next level of being the leader of our own life. And when I say leader of our own life, what I'm really tapping into is this ability to have a goal or to have some sort of vision or knowing of what we want to create, or even just a way that we want to live in life. And you are allowing your higher awareness to guide you on that path. And in the past, not being a leader to that level would have looked like allowing the fears to lead, allowing the anxieties, the stories, the emotions, reactivity. You right now are stepping into a higher level of awareness that is allowing you to detach and create distance from those thoughts, where you are gaining earning a new stripe with the leadership that you hold on your own life. And what I sense with this kind of energy, I want you to imagine that there's a bunch of little bubbles that are like floating around in a circle. And there's one little bubble in that circle that's going to be the leader to exit out of that circle and go outside of it. That energy that bubble holds is this energy of leadership, of trust in the unknown, of choosing to see above the limitation. Oh, you know what analogy is actually coming through that's better than the bubbles? I think if you draw a square around a bunch of ants, they'll stay in that square, even though there's not an actual wall that is blocking them. When one of those ants chooses to walk outside of one of those squares, that is the archetype that I'm tapping into, the leadership, where you are stepping out of the unknown and you are seeing above the limitations that allows you to take a new action in life that creates a completely new paradigm for you. And then that ant is out of the square and all the other ants are following. That is the leader archetype. So in your own life, the way that you are now leading yourself is to be able to rise above, right? I'm talking about this in all my videos. It's that theme of understanding the discomfort, understanding the stories of the mind, and allowing yourself to rise above, to observe it, and to choose the response or the action that is more rooted in soul, more rooted in love, more rooted in alignment. When you activate this energy of leadership, it is the knowing that you are guiding yourself outside of the square on the floor. Like the ant that is walking outside that square saying, you guys are all thinking that there's a wall there. There's no wall there. This is what's happening in your life right now when you are choosing to lead self and activating a new level of leadership. So here's what I'm tuning into with what's going to come up with this energy. There's opportunities. What will come up with this energy that will feel uncomfortable, the shadows that are coming out to shed? When you flip over onto the shadow side of leadership, what do you feel into? It's like the retreating backwards, right? It's all the other ants looking at the one stepping outside and being like, oh no, there's no way I can do that. Not enoughness. I'm not capable. Or don't stand out too much. Don't be too loud. Don't be so strong. Don't be so all-knowing. It's all of these shadow frequencies, the opposite side of leadership, that keeps us kind of cocooned and hunched over. Right now, all of the stories for you that are coming up are the shadow frequencies that would keep you out of that higher level of leadership. For me personally, I'm feeling a lot of stories come up around don't be too big, don't stand out too much. I feel like I'm accessing this inner power that's making me feel so unstoppable with what it is that I'm creating in my life. And there's stories coming in being like, oh, don't be too shiny, don't be too much. And I am feeling this. This was coming up for me today. I had a moment of emotional release, and it was such a beautiful kind of representation of the flip side for me personally of that shadow frequency that would hold me back from really being the ant that is leading the way outside of the box on the ground. So I invite you to think about, with this Aries full moon energy, what is this bringing up for you? Are there stories that are telling you that you need to stay small, that you don't have it in you to actually shine the way that you want to shine, that you're not capable, that you're not smart enough, that you need to do something before to prove yourself to get to some illusion of a finish line, and then you'll let yourself feel like you're powerful? Think about what those stories are. What is that energy that's coming up for you? And see if you can feel into what is actually available to you when you realize that those stories are just a string of words. It's a frequency. It's an energy that just wants to be cleared out. And the way that I'm personally clearing this out is by letting myself feel into the emotions that it brings up, letting myself feel into the shame and the guilt and that kind of smallness. And when I'm in that feeling and I'm allowing myself to like really tap into those energies, I just see and envision myself as this inner child that is feeling all these frequencies. And when I allow myself to feel them, that is when presence and awareness starts to shine light on the part of me that is forgetting something about my being. And I truly do feel like I am someone who came here to walk the path of leadership and to consistently step up to new levels of that kind of leadership. And every single level of that, and you can apply this to your own life, is going to have different initiations that bring up different shadows and different discomforts. And for me, it's like my YouTube page started growing this weekend, and I went from like 700 subscribers to now almost 5,000. And it is such an insane journey where I'm just feeling kind of that like jolting, like, oh, wow, there's like a lot of eyes on me right now and people are watching this and the pressure's on. And then I really had to be with that energy and allowed myself to just realize that this is just a part of me that's fearing that I'm not going to do it right. Or now that you grow an audience, the pressure's on to like create something amazing every single time. And I'm just seeing the next level of my leadership is just like another expansion into that discomfort, another allowance that allows me to get really, really aware and present and compassionate with any part of me that thinks I need to prove myself or do something different than what I've been doing. And I just invite you to think about what those stories are for you and to spend time as if you are holding a little child with so much compassion that they are just in the forgetting. They're in the darkness. Bring them to the light. Let them know that you honor their emotions and you allow them to feel, but also it is your duty to be so tapped into your heart that you allow your heart to inform. You don't even have to think or logically remind this part of you of the higher truth. You can just let your heart guide that part of you towards the remembering. And this is something that I'm definitely doing in my own life right now. So I invite you to do the same and just know that you are being called to step up into a new level of leadership with self. Where is it? Where are the areas of life that you are guiding yourself, leading yourself from more of this energy of like, I can freaking do this. I can step up and lead myself. Where have you been playing it too small where you are ready to really lock in to being the captain of your own life? It is time to lead.